Alrighty, so we're closing out 2023 with some projections into 2024, starting off today with the kits that have been released so far across men's and women's World Tour teams. And then next, we're going to be looking at the team bikes that have been released for men's and women's World Tour teams. Now, the only thing that I'll put in as a caveat, if teams are keeping the same bike or the same kit, we are not going to cover them because that's boring. So we are going to start off with the AG Insurance Sedal. And I don't think this is an amazing kit. I don't think it is a terrible kit. And all I'm going to say about this is it sets our benchmark as a B tier kit. So I like the colours. I think the contrast between the blue and the white is cool. I like the fact that on the sleeves it's not a straight line, but overall it's been done before and it's not super exciting. So moving on to a Archaea B&B Hotels, and this with the launch with the sword, it puts it up to an A tier for me. I like the contrast, the opposing jersey versus sleeve. So the right side of the kit is plain red, left arm plain red. Left side of the kit, I think, it has a pattern on it, and similar with the opposing arm. I think that looks really cool. This is a pretty cool kit for a straight red, and I think it's impressive that they've managed to pull something out for what is, relatively bland color schemes. And so this, I'd wear this kit. I think it's pretty sweet. So next up is the Astana Kazakhstan team, and I love these bikes this year. Absolutely crushed it with their Williers. The paint schemes on those were awesome, but this kit is also awesome. This is our first S tier. I love the straight blue. That blue is just gorgeous, and this pattern at the bottom is supposed to be veins of mineral stone. And I think that looks super, super cool. The yellow really pops, and I just wish, maybe to improve it, that this were all over the kit, or maybe on the back, so that it's easy to spot in the peloton. But I think that blue will be easy enough to spot as it is. All right. Moving on from a team that made some significant changes, and I don't think they've been paid off for it. This is Bahrain Victorious, and this kit sucks. They've seemed to have picked up a new sponsor in Bapco Energies, and I think that's led this change from the red, black, and orange to this plain white. But yeah, it's I guess going for a fresher look and maybe to try and stand out against a lot of these colourful teams, but it's just going to look like a poor man's UAE. So that's a D tier. And next one though is the new team of Primoz Roglic, and I love this kit. Jai Hindley looks awesome in this kit, and I think this just looks really, really neat. Now, it does trigger some patriotism in me with the green and gold sort of scheme, and I think seeing an Aussie in that is awesome. I honestly would be stoked if this was the Australian Olympic cycling team's kit, but I think this is a really nice colour scheme. I think it's loud, there's a lot going on, but because of the straight lines and the simplicity, it is not overwhelming. I think this is an A tier for sure. Okay, next up we are looking at the Decathlon team, and I don't hate it. This has been panned a little bit, but I think this is a really simple design, and I'm putting this in a B tier. I can 100% see myself wearing this kit on a group ride. I like the simple blue and white color scheme. I like the fact that they've ditched the brown shorts. I know brown shorts are kind of coming in at the moment, but I think black reigns supreme. And so I think this is a really good change. I think it shows off their new sponsor really well, which will obviously make Decathlon super happy. And I think this partnership between Decathlon and AG2R is really beneficial for the sport. So I want to see more of this, and as a result, this is a B tier for sure. However, the next one is I struggled with this one for a long time. This is the Ineos kit, and at the end of the day, it's a B tier. Sorry, Decathlon is an A tier. That was my mistake. This is a B tier, and the reason why is I was listening to a podcast on this, the Lanterne Rouge podcast, if you're interested, and it's just the fade across. If you look at this from one side, he's going to look like an orange kit, and if you look at it from the other side, it will be a black kit. So trying to spot who you're looking at, unless it's straight from the back, is going to be really confusing. Now, from the aerial shots, the Ineos people will be super easy to spot, but I also think you're going to be really hot on your left-hand side and really cool on your right-hand side. It's going to play some issues with the temperatures. I think black's a bad idea for that, and I just don't really rate orange at all. So for me, this is a B tier. Now, I was going to put Little Trek in here, and we're going to skip it just simply. All they've done is roll the women's team onto the same kit as the men's team, but I love the men's team's kit, and so well done to Little Trek bringing the women's team along. I think seeing women and men in the same kit is good because it puts them on a similar tier, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that in the comments. Next up is Movistar. Now, I think you might start to notice that I've got a bit of a passion for blue, but this to me is an A tier. I like the fade into a darker and then fading into the bib shorts. I think all of these jerseys are almost going to look like skin suits, and I think that is a really cool design feature. But I also like the fact that it's not a straight fade and that this sort of has these interferences or almost flaming sections of this darker blue going into the lighter blue. And I think this is a really cool kit, and I think they've absolutely nailed it. I just think it's a little bit too bland to push an S tier. Alrighty, so next up we have the SD Works, and they've just doubled down on what they had in 2023, and they have knocked it out of the park. This is a straight S tier kit. I would be so proud to wear this, and to see an only women's team coming out with a kit that looks this striking and this cool is only going to do good things for women's cycling. I think seeing women in this kit in the pro peloton is just awesome. So I'm really stoked for that. That is a great kit design. So next up, and for all the fanfare with which it was released, this is a bit of a fizzer. I don't think I could place AG Insurance in the B tier without also placing Sedal in the B tier. I like the blue shorts, but overall this kit is a bit underwhelming and really held up by that amazing Instagram post that they put out about the release of the kit. So kudos to Sedal trying to pump up a bit of a lemon here, but yeah, don't rate it. Next up is straight to the C tier with Cofidis's attempt. It's not a terrible attempt, but it's nothing to write home about. It is pretty much the same as last year's, just with some more stuff in there. I mean, they're limited because they've got this brand, and they seem to go with the same every year, but, maybe time to think about changing it up. All right, we have the last two powerhouses here. Now, I don't know whether the Jumbo was what brought the black in, but what they've done with this the Visma Lisa bike jersey is pretty cool. I like the beehive. I like the color scheme. I think the simple yellow is really good with the contrast of black. However, there is just nothing on here to me that pushes this up into an S tier. This is an A tier kit. I think it is great. I think it stands out in the peloton. It will be really easy to spot. Commentators will be so grateful. but it's I liked the black on the actual front of the kit. I thought it made a really bold statement, a good contrast. This just seems a bit like a bit of a wet fish after. Okay. The last one is a D tier. I really don't like the UAE Team Emirates kit. I think it's boring. I think there's at the same time too much going on. There are too many sponsors everywhere. It looks like the pit stop of an F1 crew, with sponsors all over the place. I don't rate it. So yeah, I think this will be contentious. I know there are people that are dyed in the wool UAE supporters and they can't do any wrong. But to me, this is an average effort. It's just a plain white kit with every single sponsor that you can possibly fit on there, and to me, that is boring. Anyway, that's the 2024 kits that have been released so far. Whack your thoughts and feelings in the comments. If you want to see the bike one, subscribe and put notifications on so that you do not miss it. And there are some super cool things coming in 2024. So get ready. Jai Hindley looks awesome in this kit.